Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So it looks like we have a crisis narrowly averted in this one here from the New York Post. A New York-bound Virgin Atlantic flight was canceled just moments before takeoff last week when alarmed passengers said he spotted several screws missing from the plane's wing. British traveler Phil Hardy, 41, was on board flight VS-127 at Manchester Airport in the UK on January 15th when he noticed the 4 missing fasteners during a safety briefing for passengers and decided to alert the cabin crew. "I'm a good flyer, but my partner was not loving the information I was telling her and starting to panic. And I was trying to put her mind at rest as much as I could," Hardy told the Kennedy News Agency. "I thought it was best to mention to a flight attendant to be on the safe side." Engineers were promptly called out to carry out maintenance checks on the Airbus A330 aircraft before its scheduled takeoff to John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City, a Virgin Atlantic rep said. Footage shot by Hardy showed one of the engineers climbing onto the plane's wing before using a screwdriver to tinker with some of the fasteners. Hardy said airline staff repeatedly reassured him there was no safety issue with the wing, but his fear was heightened given the recent ordeal in which an Alaska Airlines plane lost its door plug and a chunk of its fuselage flew off mid-flight. Both Virgin and Airbus stressed there was no impact to the safety of last week's aircraft despite the missing fixings. Yeah, I have to disagree and say don't make a hole for a screw to go in and then leave the screws out. That doesn't send safety messages. I mean, they didn't even put any duct tape on it. It fixes everything, right? But I mean, look at that. There's the picture right there. The 4 missing screws, just one in the end. So if you ask me, it's a good call from that passenger to at least ask about it. And I'm glad they took him seriously and went and inspected it rather than just blowing it off and saying, we assure you that it's all safe, And maybe they would have done that, honestly, had we not had all these other issues in the recent past. But man, scary stuff, right? We know airlines have been kind of struggling to hire staff over the last 4, 5, 6 years. Maybe this is the effect and the accumulation of that, just fewer people doing checks, fewer people doing maintenance, fewer people to fly the planes. They were hiring people based on their diverse features, right? You know what I mean? The Virgin representative said the flight ended up being axed to provide time for precautionary additional engineering maintenance checks, which allowed our team to maximize time to complete their inspections. "The safety of our customers and crew is always our top priority and was not compromised at any point," the rep said in the statement. Yeah, thanks to the passenger who was concerned for their own life. "We always work well above industry safety standards, and the aircraft is now back in service." Neil Firth, the Airbus local chief wing engineer for A330, added that the affected panel was a secondary structure used to improve the aerodynamics of the plane. Okay, so maybe that thing, if it did dislodge, the plane becomes less aerodynamic, burns more fuel, but still can fly, right? Potentially. Each one of these panels has 119 fasteners, so there was no impact to the structural integrity or load capacity of the wing. The aircraft was safe to operate, he said. As a precautionary measure, the aircraft underwent an additional maintenance check and the fasteners were replaced. Well, I'm sure that they saw that and then they're like, what, maybe we should check out the rest of this plane because we didn't know about these 4 screws. What other 4 screws don't we know about? You know what I mean? But the passengers were rebooked to alternate flights to the Big Apple, and they apologized to customers and probably gave them like $10 in food vouchers, right? Free flight next time. Nobody wants to go on that plane ever again. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next